Hello and welcome to another episode of I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but that's not going to stop me. In this 3 a.m. episode session, we will be editing Avenged Sevenfold Nightmare in our trusty utility tool over here, FL Studio, or Fruity Loops. So yes, I am currently paying, or have paid, for a license, but there is an unlimited free trial, which is more than enough for editing MIDIs for use in Final Fantasy XIV. It has a few limitations, I think you can save FL projects, but you can't open them. But for our particular case, you can just export the MIDI, either when it's, finished, of course, or whenever you feel like having a break and coming back to it, and then re-import it later. So you can basically save it that way. So yeah, when you want to drag in your MIDI, you can do it from the left here. If you add in folders, you can do the file import MIDI over here, or you can just directly drag it into the window here. So then this will come up. You can select a single track if you'd like, but obviously we're starting fresh, so we want all tracks. These are, how it's going to come in. I personally use a flex, which you will then have to switch over to MIDI out at the end of it. It's just what I'm used to. You can use these as well if you'd like. These, just, leave them how they are, to be honest. Hit accept, and it will take a few minutes with flex, at least on my computer anyway. It depends on how many tracks we have in here. In this case, 15, 2 of them are empty, which normally this would be like the, probably, information, metadata, that's the word I'm looking for. The bottom one, I have no fucking clue. So these are converted from a Guitar Pro file, so guitar tabs, into MIDI and then imported here with the fabulously free Tux guitar program. There's not really any, good or bad way to start, I suppose, but personally I like to have a quick look through and, kind of see what I'm working with. See if there's any tracks that are the exact same, what I might merge or just straight up delete, I probably wouldn't keep this one. What even is it meant to be? Bass, cello, okay, so I believe this is the bass track. Electric pick bass, okay. So, oh wait, where are we? Here. What have we got going on here? That's not right. This one. Yeah, you could put some of this opening stuff on the bass. What do we got? These would be guitars, clearly. A little bit similar stuff, like here. This is, obviously. Ooh, no, that's not right. So, control to select, control shift to select different. What have we got? One thing I like about FL, personally, is the drums here, where it simply just tells you what note is part of, the drum kit. You got the bass here. Snare, oh, actually that is way too loud. There we go, snare drum. You got the, tom, crash, etc, etc. Compared to something like MIDI editor, which, just has the notes and you have to listen to it. What have we got here? So we got, crash, No China. I got a couple of splash over here. Open hi-hat. So yeah, the closest we have to this in Final Fantasy is a cymbal, which I usually have like the very top note, but you know what? We'll try keeping some of these ones. So yeah, you know, I'll color code them at the moment instead of moving them onto other tracks right now, just to kind of give myself an idea of if I want to keep stuff, how many instrument slots this is going to take up. Right, so yeah, for color changing, you can just select something here and go up here and like just select your color, and then Alt-C will change said color here. Usually I'll do a closed hi-hat on a snare, but there's a fair bit there. I don't know, I might keep some of it, we'll see when we get to it. So what else have we got? Ride cymbal, ride bell, yeah. They would also be a cymbal. You know, this could kind of be the high timpani, maybe. Yeah, but I'm not going to be using a timpani, so we'll probably ignore these. Which means at the moment, three instruments just for the drums. You got the bass, snare, cymbal. If we can fit them in. If not, we can drop the cymbal, that's fine. So this is the vocals, solo box. This is also, yeah, vocal, yeah. I could maybe keep these on a single instrument, maybe. What's this doing here? It might be a little bit weird, especially that, like, what about this? Yeah, so that kind of works. Also, you know, you got the octave shit here, playing the exact same notes. So, for one thing, these are below range. Speaking of which, Final Fantasy, in the Bard performance, you can only play C3 to C6, which in FL, because it has an extra octave, for some reason, you've got the C4, which is C3 in-game, up to C6, which is the C7 here. And these are your in-game range. Anything outside of this won't play, which means, yeah, this shit. But since these are all the same anyway, delete. These are the same as that. We'll just delete that. We'll just delete that. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. And yeah, we will delete these as well. Done. Now, one thing with guitar tabs a lot, and sometimes just MIDI in general, if you go down here, you got velocity, which is the you know, how quiet or loud the note is. Doesn't really matter in Final Fantasy since we don't actually have anything that will change that. It all plays at 100% volume all the friggin' time, which is just great for cymbal. But if you click on this arrow here, you will bring up the menu with a bunch of other stuff. Yes, things. You can check the tempo if you really want. This is just one single thing. I don't really mess around with the tempo that much. Sometimes I might lower it at the end of a song and kind of let it trail off, or yeah, like, yeah, usually I just leave it. Channel pitch though. Zoom out, where are we? Okay, now we need to zoom in. Pitch bends. Fun times. This is on the vocal track too, so, you know, this down here means that the note is pitched up, and then you've obviously got, like, where exactly happens, you know, around here somewhere. Again, Final Fantasy will not do anything with that. It will just play the whole straight note. So you could just leave it, but it's probably going to sound weird, especially on like the vocals and the see, look at this, look at all of this wonderful stuff. You know, guitar stuff here, like, you know, this all of this wonderful like sliding fucking pitch stuff here. So yeah, might as well go through all these tracks and see what we have to freaking deal with here. These aren't too bad, they're probably like one note up or something. These are very probably time consuming. That's not too bad. What is this track actually? Oh, it's another guitar, okay. This isn't so bad. What have we got here? Yet another guitar, wonderful. This only has a couple of pitches, that's fine, that's fine. This has got... what the... oh, so this will be like... yeah, this kind of shit you can just ignore. If you really want, you can do something like this. You can just press the C to bring up your cutting tool and hold down the shift to keep it straight, or, you know, do this if you don't hold shift. You can do, you know, this, you know, kind of like, yeah, that's pretty much kind of what it is. And, you know, B back to the brush, select everything, and Control G to glue it all back together again. Or just, you know, Control Z a couple of times to undo. Bass, ooh. Look at all of these lovely pitch bends. At least this doesn't have anything. I'm gonna guess it's a string. Oh no, okay, it's a piano. I was freaking way off. I don't know this song, to be honest. I have not listened. I already said it was cello, bass. I believe this was like a harp or something? Vibraphone, right? Which I would normally use as... probably a harp is what I would typically use in place of the vibraphone. And that's also the exact same note, so... we'll just leave that. But, okay, we need to start condensing some instruments, so this is piano. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, let me see. We could just remove, like, all this. Actually, how high is this piano? Okay, this is just within range, except for this bottom stuff here. And honestly speaking, I'm thinking we'll probably just delete these. Yeah, okay. Now, what happens if we copy all of this track, you know, Control C, of course, into our piano here. Alright, that works. Actually, in saying that, this could be too loud as a piano. You know what? Let's actually listen to the song. For once. A lot of the time I won't actually listen instead. I will just start straight away. definitely want to keep these. But again, it's the exact same thing there. So I might double that up on another instrument. What is this meant to do? Distortion. This should be fine as a half. Alright, so this is how you change instruments for flex as well, by the way. Just click on the, whatever here, and it'll bring up the, all of the library. There's a whole shit ton here, but you can add stuff to a favorite tab. Down if you click on the, shit. Where are we? Here we go. Click on the little star here to add it to the favorites. Down here. So this was the track. Let's make it a trumpet. Actually, how? Where is this in the octave range? I could lift this arm. I definitely want to keep like that creepy bass. The question is how. I'd probably be doubling up instruments, I guess. Jesus. Oh yeah, okay. That's gonna be kind of insane for Final Fantasy. It might work. It might work. It's gonna be pretty loud though, actually. It's oh, that reminds me. What's the vocals doing? Okay. Could put them on the backing vocal and the bass, or at least some of it. Okay. Alright, there we go. So one thing I didn't mention as I was already doing all this shit is if you have your cursor here, you can use the mouse wheel to zoom out or in. And then if you want to move without having to use the scroll bars, you can just click the mouse wheel and move everything around. Or you can click on this and move it here. Or you can also click here and drag it along there like this. All the fun things. So, okay. Yeah, that piano will work fine as a harp, I reckon. So we can chuck that here. Which means we can now get rid of all of this. By the way, if you don't have anything selected and you press delete, all gone. Poof. Also, I like to color the tracks that I'm going to keep, just to kind of make it easier to see, you know, how many that I'm working with. So, you know, vocals, of course, bass, naturally, harp. The harp, I probably will, but we'll see. See how we're going. Okay, so bass here. We might as well work on the bass right now. Obviously, this is way too low in terms of Final Fantasy. So you can either move it straight up into range, which, by the way, hold down the control and just the up or down arrows to move it an entire octave, or if you use shift, you can move it up like note by note. So yeah, this is in range now. Kind of goes a little bit high, but it's not too bad. So most of the time, I'll be using cello or double bass for Final Fantasy in terms of a bass instrument. Sometimes a tuba. Depends what the bass track looks like. For this one, I normally hate using the cello like kind of anywhere like above here. It depends what it's for. But in this particular case, I think cello is going to be fine. Speaking of which, yeah, to rename stuff, you know, shift right click will bring up this, and then just, you know, type your thing, hit enter, there you go, all done. Or you can right click and, where are we? Rename, there we go. Which will bring up the exact same thing. What actually was this? Guitar, right, yes, guitar. Okay. Well, this is probably going to be... you know what? Because we're kind of strapped for, instruments here. I'm thinking that yeah, you know, we put this on the harp. Should be fine, should be fine. This was also guitar, was it not? Just kind of frustrating, to be honest. There's a lot of different guitars doing a lot of different things. Also, I need to go back to my pitch down the bottom here so I can see what I'm doing. Right, okay, this one didn't have pitch. Good, thank Christ for that. This one does, but first I want to see if I can fit it anywhere. Like the harp. Okay. I can do those. Actually, technically I could... no, that's the same note there. So yeah, I could actually leave that. But then I would have these left, so... that would be a little bit weird. It would probably still work, but... then I could leave this, but actually that's... probably not a great idea for the harp to be doing that many notes. What is that? Not the same thing. You know, I might keep that there. I might keep these here. Actually, I did a big boo-boo. So we're gonna delete all of that. Go back to this. Now. Yes. The pitch. We'll just go down by 1. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've said that before. I will continue to say that again. But with the pitch, you know, it kind of depends how big this is to what I do with the actual notes. Like, if it's something insane like this, you know, I will do like 4 or 5 and just bring them all down. This is like, you know, 1, maybe 2 notes. This I don't even bother with. If it's something insane like this, I just do my best, honestly. I'm sure there's much better and more accurate ways to figure that kind of stuff out, but I'm very much a trial and error person here. That did not seem to work. Copy, paste, thank you very much. Okay, so... Oh, oops. Copied 1 note, which does not really help me. You know what? I'm actually tempted to just leave... I am tempted to just leave that how it is, actually. Since it's like up an entire octave. Okay, so yeah, let's bring these down. So these are going to stay where they are because they are in range just barely. Oh, wait. Silly me. Is that the same? Yeah, okay. So that is playing the exact same thing as one of the guitars, which means ain't no freaking way I'm going to keep that. That's just going to be asking for trouble. Okay, let's zoom back out again. Delete, which means we delete this. That's another track gone. So what are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm probably going to keep both of these guitars, actually, so 4, 5. There is my 5 instruments, and then 3 drums for 8 total. But then we still have this, as well as these. These aren't too bad. I do really want to keep like a double bass, but I mean, I suppose I could change the cello to a double bass and just put these on it, which would kind of work. Yeah, but that is the question. Also, what do I do with this is another question. Well, for starters, let's just sort this pitch stuff out real quick. Yeah, that'll do. Do this. No, don't select that. So again, yeah, just shift arrow key to move these up. And like control click to select, control shift to do multiple different selections. Where are we? Scroll for zoom, C key for the cut, B, shift up. I don't have music playing. Crazy. I could never do that. Do these again. It's kind of another thing with the whole pitch thing. It works alright on most instruments, but I do find it sometimes sounds a bit weird on like pianos and harps and stuff if you're doing this kind of stuff. It does kind of depend, but just something to keep in mind. Sorry if I'm yawning and tired and such. I did mention it was 3 AM. Or, well, 3:30 AM now. This is probably going to take me... yeah, maybe another hour. Hopefully not. If I'm lucky, half hour. But there is a lot of pitch bends to, quote-unquote fix. Or, accurately represent. To be honest, you could probably just completely leave these and get away with it. Honestly, I doubt anyone's really going to notice. But, it's just kind of, I don't know if I'd say habit at this point, but I never used to do it because I honestly didn't even know this kind of shit existed. And a couple of songs I had, I would always wonder why some notes sounded a bit off. Or, out of place or what have you. And then later on when I found out about the whole pitch bends, especially on certain vocal tracks, light bulb, like, that's why these songs sounded kind of weird in like 3 different notes. The only one that really comes to mind in that case is Blind Guardian. Shit, what was it? The 16-minute one. I'm having a mental blank on the name right now. It's like a super old trio version. See, this is like a pitch, but there's already no notes, so I don't really bother if it's this small. It's only when it's something like this that I would do the cut and move kind of thing. And again, because it's like so small, it's probably not really that noticeable, but I don't know, it does add like a little bit of variation or humanness to it, maybe. I don't know. Makes me feel like I'm doing something, instead of just, hey, I found this MIDI on the internet. I moved shit into range, and I hit the play button. Oh, no, don't want to do that. Okay, bring this one, bring that one. Another thing, like, yeah, you could also, depending on the track, just copy-paste, because sometimes the tracks will just repeat, especially if it's, well, not in this case, but sometimes a lot of the rhythm will, or the bass. Typically they'll play like very similar things, from what I've seen at least. I am by no means any kind of music expert. I have no music knowledge whatsoever. This is just me learning as I screw around. Every now and then I'll like pick up tips from some other bards. Or just like randomly learn things as I'm screwing around. But yeah, just don't be afraid to try like random shit. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It just sounds bad. I suppose if you're playing your untested songs in public, maybe you'll be a bit more nervous about doing that, but I usually try to test mine like privately somewhere before I inflict them on the public. Not always though. Especially, if I'm doing a pop-up concert somewhere in, I don't know, Gridania, and someone asks for something that I don't have, sometimes I'll try to make it, like, really super quick. Ooh, what's this? Okay. That's annoying. And then, my bad. And then I will play it for them if they're still around, depending on how long it takes me to do it. assuming I can even find something to work with in the first place. Ooh, okay, that's... yeah, sure, that'll do. I think we're done for this track, right? Yep, okay, and that is... that track done. This track was also done. Now, yeah, the question is... what do I wish to do with this track? Alright, don't scroll. Okay. So I moved this here just because when I copy and paste, it'll paste out on, you know, on the line. Otherwise, you know, it's there. Or if I have it at the very beginning, it's like, oh, yeah, okay. It kind of does the same thing, right? So yes, just, yeah, easier to do this. No, that's not right. Here is where it was. There we go. So yeah, I don't know what I want to do with this. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Kind of crazy indeed. But I also don't really have space for another instrument. Unless I leave out the cymbal, but I don't really want to. Not for this particular track. Okay, so we'll try it like this. I might make this a different color. And there's some overlapping notes here, so it's probably not a problem with Final Fantasy, but I just like to make it a little bit neater. So, you know, click on this to bring down your menu here, select overlapping notes, and then here we go here. Let's, oh no, wrong button. Make them that color so they're easier to see. Select this, and you can just drag the note here to wherever you want. Speaking of which, if you use the little magnet here, you can change like how far you want the note to move in a single, like, drag it along, you know. It's half step, where are we? Beat. So you move it in a little bigger area. Move it a whole bar. Would you look at that? Okay. So I'm going to go back to events. And events just means, you know, it'll move it to where a note starts or ends. As you can see, these ones are lit up pink, so they like line up properly here. And as we can see, although not lighting up there, I guess I'm zoomed in a bit too much. And then we got this one here. And I might extend that because this one was all the way up here. And another thing, you can also move up here on the right, top right corner. Well, I don't know if you can see on mine. Not exactly. Here we go. The top right corner here, you can either use the mouse wheel and it will make it wider, and you can see, you know, this is a D, this is an F note, etc., etc. Or you can just like click and drag it up down. I usually work around here, it's just me. But, you know, do whatever feels best for you. Bring that here, we'll bring this here, extend that again. Actually, wait, where did that go? Oh, okay, up to... Which means I suppose I should double check this. No, that one's fine, yep. Bring that there. Bring that there. Bring this here. And then I guess we have some doubled up stuff over here, yes. That's fine. That's fine. Another thing, you know, I probably could have deleted this second vocal track. Like, it's only you've got the main vocals, but yeah. Sometimes they add a lot. Actually, is that? Okay, so that's the same, so I'm just going to delete that. This is probably the same too. Yeah, we're just going to delete that too. Anything that's the same in this particular case, we're just going to remove... Oh, actually... yeah, that's interesting. Okay, we'll get rid of them first. We'll move this. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, so... What do I want to do with this? No. Extend it, please. That's a good question, actually. I just delete that one, actually, just so it doesn't sound too weird with, like, going, you know, up and then down. Which means I might do the same with that one. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. That should be... actually, you know what, for this particular one here, just so it doesn't sound weird going, like, up, and then one note here, and then up again. Although, actually, are these the same? No, they're not. They are not the same. We are not the same. We should be fine here, I guess? Yeah, we'll leave that one. In case it wasn't obvious, I'm very much a wing it type of person. Which I'm sure I've mentioned in another video that you may not have seen, because it's not public right now. Where are we? Okay, so I think for the rest of this track, we should be fine. It might sound a bit weird, especially with like the lower stuff here going up, but we'll try it. We could always move the entire track up another octave. We can do that in the program of the game. Alternatively, instead of moving things up or down octaves, you can actually just name the track. So trumpet +1. And then your Bard program of choice will play this particular track an octave higher than it is here. Just like by default. Or I think one of them might have an option you can tick or untick, but yeah, it's kind of personal preference. It doesn't really matter in the end. It's all going to play the same spot whether you name it or physically move it. Normally for the bass, I'll just kind of leave it all down here and put like cello +2, double bass plus whatever. Okay, we'll delete this here because we've already done it. We'll delete that too because it's empty. Delete this top one. So that leaves us with 3 blank tracks, which we will move here. Alright, so click the channel rack, click the track that you want. And while this is selected, if you hold down the Alt key and then arrows, you can move the track up or down. Which will kind of come into play when we load this up in the game with the band. Because you'll tell each bard which track is assigned to it, and they will open, you know, that track. So yeah, track 1, track 2, track 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And yeah, depending on how you set your band up, the formation and such, it's just easier to kind of sort everything out the way that you generally set your band up, so you don't have to change instruments or like track numbers all the time. Like every file you make is just all the same. So for me, the drums will be down the bottom, or you know, the last 2 or 3 tracks, and typically that means that the bards at the back of my band, if you're looking like front on, will have the bass and the drums. Just yeah, mostly because of the cymbal. It's always so freaking loud. But yeah, and then track 1 will be at the very front of the band, etc. But personal preference kind of thing, you know, people have their own formation setups and whatever they think works best. Okay, so we did not do the pitch on the bass yet, which goes up quite a bit actually. Yeah, for something like this, I'll basically just do like a full friggin' slide up, or maybe not a full one down here because it's such a long note, but you know. Alright, select. Where are we at with this? Okay. And then we'll bring these down. So, you know, this is probably not accurate in terms of like where these pitch is going, but yeah, I couldn't tell you what it's actually meant to be. I just do what I found has kind of mostly worked. Especially for like a bass instrument, people aren't going to hear it that much anyway. I might bring that down again actually. This one will just go up to, yes, that'll be fine. This will just go up 1. And yeah, sometimes I will try to, a lot of the time I'll try to keep the notes where I cut them the same as other tracks, which you can see like the ghost notes here for probably this track. Yeah, there we go. Just so it doesn't sound too weird if you've got like one note being cut here, one note being cut here, and they're all like sliding all over the place. Oh, we got some big ones here. So yeah, these I will probably just go straight up to the next note, and then straight down to the next note. However many cuts that is going to take, I have no clue. That's a bit small, but it doesn't matter. Oh, did I nail? Nah, that's close enough. One short on each. Damn, wasn't even counting. That should be fine. Again, yeah, I'm not going to bother with, you know, these they're barely non-existent pitches. These we'll probably put straight down next to the next note. Another one? Sometimes, yeah, that'll do actually. I will cut, oh, not cut, just straight up like copy and paste this if it's going to be the same pitch like throughout the entire track, which, let's have a look. Okay, it kind of is, but kind of isn't. So I'll probably just do like each one manually, even though it's gonna take a bit of extra time. But hey, it's nearly 4 AM on a Friday morning now, so what else have I got to do? Actually, you know what? I might bring these back down one. And then just glue these back together with the old Control G. Get good. Oh, that's probably a bit too small, but well, fuck it. Something to that effect. Get out, get out. Oh, would you look at that. Perfection. Yeah, we'll go up 2 for that one. Go up 1. Also, my FL Studio has been crashing a lot lately, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen before I finish this, or I'm going to be very upset again. Also, if I suddenly have to disappear, pretty sure I can smell wood smoke, and I don't know if it's coming from somewhere in my house, or I can just smell it from outside, because it is very cold here at the moment. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, I'm not going to do that one, actually. Same with that. I'll just leave it. Fuck it. These are all fine. They're fine. They're fine. They're fine. They're fine. They're fine. Oh, here we go. Something different. Technically, I could leave this actually, but small enough that I wouldn't really bother with it. But screw it. It's an easy one to do, and I'm already here, torturing myself with goddamn pitch bends. I don't even know how this is going to sound. Let's do this. Let's do 4 for this one, actually. That one should be fine. Oh crap, why is that still selected? Go up to this next note here. Whatever the hell is playing that. Probably a guitar, I would imagine. Is that? No, we're going to down another one. This one doesn't go down quite as far. I'll do that. Oh, okay. We'll just do it like that. That's fine, that's fine. Do that. Yeah, we might do another one here, actually. No, you bastard. Yeah, that should be fine, actually. That's the same as that note, yeah? Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's kind of the extent of my knowledge of, like, what the hell is a key. If none of this, if there's a note here that's not being played on any instrument, then that's out of key. That's, like, the extent of my knowledge here. Could I tell you what key the song is in? Absolutely not. The key of A7X. Okay, that's this track done. Fun times. Alright, so that's done. That is kind of done. Right, actually, I wanted to keep this on the bass, didn't I? Even though it's going to overlap a little bit. See, this is fine. I'll probably keep that too, actually. This is fine too, right? Oh, okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, if you want to delete something without using the delete key, you can just right click on a note and it will go away. Also, you can double right click and mute a note, and then said note will not play. And, you know, double right click and go over it again to unmute said note. For the keyboard shortcut for muting, it's just Alt M and then Shift Alt M for unmuting. Any muted note will not export with the MIDI. So instead of deleting, you could just mute things, which I have sometimes been doing recently, because I can just save the project, and the saved project file will still have the muted notes. So if I fuck up, I can just come back and not have to like re-import a track or start from scratch or any of that fun nonsense. Okay, so we'll... actually, hold up. I still have to deal with this too, actually. Oh, you know what? I'm probably not going to. Let's have a look what the harp is doing here. Okay. That's not bad, actually. So I might keep... we'll delete these. We'll delete these. Actually, I'll delete that too. Okay, so we'll keep this. I might keep those. The harp doesn't play like sustained notes, so like this isn't going to play the whole thing. It'll just, you know, play here and kind of reverb for a little bit. So I could just leave all this, but you know, you've also got all this other stuff playing at the same time, so it's like whatever, right? Also, the harp uses a lot more voices than, say, the guitar, which is important. Whoops. You know, actually, we'll delete that because that's the same octave as the bottom note here. Interesting. We'll delete these notes. Oh, and that's another thing. If, you know, see, there is a note here underneath this other one. And like there was one here that I clicked away, so you can just right click and it'll delete like the topmost note. Don't do that. Okay, so that's going to end up there anyway. Same with this because it's below range, so I would have to move it up. And that was the same notes as these, right? Yes. So we'll get rid of these. I believe that was the same note. Yeah. Interesting. Are these... What note are they? Okay, so they're C4s. You know, we'll just delete the bottom ones. There's not many of them left. That should be fine, yeah. This one's interesting, actually. Oh wait, no, that reminds me. So I'm deselecting everything I want to keep here. And then I will just delete everything that's left over at the end there. Yeah, okay, we'll do that though. That might be a bit too many voices. We'll see how it goes in game. Okay, and do that. So yeah, typically these would be guitar, but I don't really have enough space for another guitar. Actually, we'll just keep these here for that one. And then, I guess we'll do this again. Select these. Okay, and then we hit delete. And again, we do have stuff below range. Very, very disappointing. Okay, so, you know what, for this, don't do that, delete them. Okay, this is all in range now, I believe. Yes. That's done. Okay, we'll delete this track then. Too easy. So this is on the cello as well. I will probably just delete this bottom one actually. And I might just double up the cello on something. I don't think the harp would be a good choice. Normally I would double it up on the harp. But the harp is doing a lot of other stuff right now. So let's have a look at what these guitars are doing. We can do the beginning part, yeah, that's fine. Probably doubled up with the cello clean guitar. Oh, we got some notes below range too. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. Oh god, yawning again. I don't need sleep. Who needs sleep? Actually, what is being done here? Okay. We'll keep the bottom note. You know, I might do that one too, actually. I just have to shrink it. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to put the rest of these... actually, hang on. Hang on. Hold the hell up. I said that I was going to put this on the trumpet. Or at least I told myself I was going to. Yeah, no, that's fine. I still need to do all of this pitch stuff on these two guitars, which is going to take me another goddamn hour, I swear to God. Okay, so this is done, that's fine. Right, another thing to keep in mind about kind of sustained notes and what Final Fantasy does and does not like to do. If you have... So, most of the programs will play from top to bottom, like as fast as they can, with the game still being able to recognize it. Sort of kind of like fake chords or whatever you want to call it. But if you have... so yeah, top to bottom. So if this note is short, it won't bother playing all of this shit. It'll just go straight to the top and then play this. If the bottom one's short, it doesn't matter because it'll go bottom to top and play all of this. So if you're merging tracks and it's a instrument that'll play sustained notes, something to watch out for. Sometimes it'll sound a bit weird if you just put all that shit straight together. and then have some like short notes up the top, and it'll like, yeah, try to play upwards and just cut off. But sometimes you can do some interesting things with it. Now, you want, before I actually do anything here, all of this stuff is out of range. But I'm going to delete a lot of it anyway, so let's just do this. So in terms of guitar, this is, you know, distortion guitar. The other one's probably distortion, maybe overdriven. Yeah. A lot of the time it'll be these 3 notes. Top one is always the same as the bottom one. Well, not always, but most of the time. But chords on the guitar, especially for power chord, the tone, they can work. Most of the time they sound very, very strange, not good, or that's just a personal opinion. I know other people don't mind it. You know, everyone has their own unique way of doing things. That is the exact same note as that, isn't it? Fuck this off. We'll delete these. So yeah, I usually just keep the bottommost notes. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it's been working for me most of the time. So it's just what I keep doing. Especially when, you know, all of them same notes, like for the whole thing. There's not really any variation in the different sections of it. So I don't mind keeping purely the bottom notes here. If I have a lot of like spare instrument space, I might put, you know, the second line, which is not the same notes as the bottom one, onto like a second guitar or like another instrument, you know, harp or lute maybe, who knows. Might as well just delete those now. One thing about moving the notes here for the guitars, it's a bit more important, or maybe not important, but in terms of when you go to put your tone swapping in, to switch from, say, power chord here to overdriven up here, you have to program that in. You can do it now, but I typically tend to do it at the end. Delete all of these. So yes, we will delete all this crap. And then we'll go through and do the pitch bends, which I'm sure won't take long. No, why would it do that? And again, you know, I'm not some kind of FL wizard. I'm definitely not musically knowledgeable. So there's, you know, probably a lot better, easier ways to do the shit that I'm doing. But again, yeah, this is just how I've been doing things, kind of what works for me. This is gonna have to come up, isn't it? That's what I did not check. Alright, let's do that. Okay, see, yeah. So all of these are gonna have to come up anyway, right? Because they're below range. But then you have this, and it's like, if I bring it down, if I do the same as this, it's gonna go below range, so then I'm gonna have a couple of notes that go down, and then these are gonna come up and go down, and that's just gonna sound weird. So we're just gonna do 2 actually. We're just gonna undo, undo, undo. We'll make them a little bit bigger. We'll do that. And actually, let's zoom out again. Now, as I was saying before, I might do those two actually. We might do that too. We'll do all these. What is this? Wait, what is that meant to be? Okay, you know what? We might actually do that too. Yeah. And then we'll do all of these up. Oops, my bad. Can you please select? Thank you. What was I doing with this? Oh, that's gonna be... I guess it's not so bad. Alright, yeah, let's just do it like that. Okay, so... Oh, actually, hold up. Oh, yes, the, that's on the harp as well. Alright, you know what, let's just lift these up. These are probably going to be clean or overdriven, I'm not entirely sure yet. But they are going to go up a whole octave. As for these... let's do that. Change the color just so I kind of hopefully remember that I have moved those up an octave if I have to come back here later. Is this cello? Yeah, the cello is also out of range. Alright, you know what? We're just going to move those two notes up. Normally I'd kind of do like the whole section, just because sometimes doing a whole, or like a single note, or a couple of notes, you know, up an octave or down an octave sounds, sometimes sounds a bit weird when all the rest of it are playing where they're supposed to be. But it should be fine in this case. Speaking of which, so, okay, we're gonna rename this Electric Guitar Clean. So, you know, name it the guitar tone that it's going to start on, at least with the program that I use to play the MIDIs with. So we'll do clean with the cello. Maybe it won't sound as like deep, but we can try it on power chords later maybe. And yeah, so these are going to be... Okay, they're actually a little bit different to what the harp is playing. So that's the harp here, and then this is the guitar. Yeah, maybe that will be overdriven. Maybe. Is this the same thing? Okay, so this will be overdriven. Oh, what's the harp doing? Okay, the harp's doing the same as that. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be electric guitar overdriven. At least to start with. So I've also done these, haven't I? God damn, I didn't want to clone. My mistake, good sir. Please delete. Delete. And yeah, okay, so this is our 8 instrument selection here, which may or may not work that well. I'll move this here to the bass. So these are, you know, if you've seen any of my videos, the 4 back characters. So these will be on the outsides, and these will be on the insides. And then these two will be on the front, left and right, and then these will be like the middle, left and right. You know, in saying that, actually, I'll keep the 2 guitars on the left and the right. Now, where the... Oh my lord. Okay, that's kind of annoying, actually. What the fuck is this? Oh wait, no, this is harp. Okay, no, that's fine, Jesus. I thought this was a guitar track for a second, and I was like, very extremely confused. Select overlapping, is that the only thing? Yeah, okay. I don't know why I didn't pick that up earlier, but here we are. kind of tempted to delete that, and I think, no, you know what, we're just gonna leave it, fuck it. That is my catchphrase, I swear, in terms of MIDI editing. Oh, actually, this is good. We have nothing above range, which would be from here up. That's excellent. We do have all of this below range. Very, very sad. I still have to do the pitch here too, but you know what? Let's quickly do the drums so I can delete this track. What do we got here? Bass drum, copy and paste here. We'll do the snare drum. And last but not least, we will do not the rides. Oh wait, here we go, crash cymbal. Okay, so these were the open hi-hats, which we put at the very top. These were crash 1, these were crash 2, which I'll typically put here. And these were splash, weren't they? Which, yeah, normally I'll put up there somewhere. So with the drums are kind of the only thing I really look at the velocity for. So, you know, what do we got here? So as you can see, you know, they get a little bit louder as they go. So I might do something like that, maybe. Maybe even, yeah, it might sound a little bit weird, but we'll give it a go. And like these notes are a little bit softer than that one. Actually, I might just lift this one up instead. I was gonna lower those, but then they'll be playing the same as this, which is gonna like triple the friggin' volume or something. Where are we at here? Actually, there is a much easier way to go about this. So, if you click on this little tool wrench here, it'll bring up tools, of course, obviously, and you've got scripts on the other side here. Some of these come with some of the more recent versions of FL, but a lot of them, you know, people make, and you can just like there's a forum which has a whole bunch of them, and they've got all sorts of cool things, which I very rarely ever use because I have no clue what I'm doing. But select based on velocity, so I don't have to go through and manually click everything. I don't really mess with any of these other sliders, just the velocity min, velocity max, so yeah, that's a pretty good. No, can we go down a bit? No, actually, back up. There, okay. So that's selected everything within a certain range, and we'll bring them down, except for these ones, which I've already done. Bring these down again, actually. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay. Another thing is, it will only select velocity in the notes that you have selected. So if I do it again, it's only going to be with the ones that were selected. It'll, you know, go down a little bit. You know, we'll just do the next one down, actually. Yeah. Something like that. So these ones are fine, and then these ones can come up a note. And yeah, this is kind of as close as you can get to faking the velocity. And drums are typically the only thing that I'll bother to do it with. Not always, but a lot of the time. Snare. Oh, in terms of where I put my notes, I used to just follow like an online suggestion from a bard resource that's long since gone. Which worked a lot, like, you know, it was kind of default basic stuff, but hey, it worked, you know. These days I kind of just do whatever. Yeah, snares I kind of keep around here in the middle of the middle of the middle. Cymbal, obviously, you know, crashes are kind of here. This is usually China, and this will be splash. Sometimes I put them differently. You know, open hi-hat's usually up here. Sometimes a triangle. Depends on the song. Let me see what kind of velocity we've got here. Yeah, go up a little. That's good, that's good. Okay, so we'll go down, and then we'll select slightly smaller numbers, and we'll go down again, and that's done. So these are all... Actually, you know what, let's do this, and we'll bring these up, actually. Wait. Yes, no, we'll bring these up. Because these are, like, louder notes. So, well, these are loud too, aren't they? Yeah. Alright, I might keep these ones down. I'll probably keep... Are these the same? Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. That's a tough. That's a toughie. You know what, actually? Let's do that. Oh wait, no, that's way too much. These can come down. There we go. Yes, with drums, a lot of people will tell you not to have the two notes at the same time, which technically, you know, it does sound cleaner if you do it like this. Personally, it doesn't really bother me that much. Like, I try to keep them close together if I'm gonna have them playing two notes. Like, you know, there's not much room. So, you know, we'll leave these like this and have these like this, and maybe you can hear the difference in the game. Same with this, actually. Where are we? Sometimes I will still do it, like, the quote-unquote proper way, depending on what the drums look like. Like, you know, if it might add variation if I do it manually like this, rather than just leave it as the multiple notes. Depends on the section, depends how familiar I am with the song, depends if I've listened to the song a few times. In this case, I have not. Don't judge me, you know who I'm talking to. Bass drum, okay, so I used to put the kicks up a bit higher, say like around here or here, but I feel like the sounds in Dawn Trail changed a bit. I don't think there was like specifically performance, like bar performance related, just kind of affected them. So I normally put the bass a bit lower now. Same with the snares. I used to put the snares up here, but now I kind of put my normal snare here, and these are the hi-hats. Cymbal I haven't really changed. Maybe I should. My cymbal, I use way too much fucking cymbal. Yeah, these are fine. These, yeah, no, they're not playing anything that's the same. Unless you got a lot of different velocity variations here. Jeez, yeah, that's crazy. There's definitely some human playing there. And you got the fucking, yeah, okay. Are these finally, yeah, here we go. Okay, so even though I said I like to keep the drum multiple notes, I will still limit that to, you know, 2. Oh, damn it. Redo. Yeah, I guess that's fine. You know, I might do that. No, hang on. I might do this. This is actually a tough one. You know what, maybe I'll just do that, actually. And delete these. So I lowered these ones just because you got the bass kick playing the same thing, so it kind of, I don't know, sort of fakes the lower stuff a little bit. I don't know. Probably not that well, to be honest, but at least I'm giving it a go, right? Ooh, what's this? Okay. So yeah, usually, like, if it's a note that's playing the same as a kick, I'll kind of lower that, and then I guess, yeah, I'll raise that. I could probably delete these notes, actually, but no, we'll keep it for now. Okay, so that's done in terms of that. Oh yes, another thing with the drums, I try to avoid the black keys with the drums, like, as much as possible, except for the timpani. Timpani's an exception. Just because I find they sound flat, I guess. So yeah, toms, like, low toms are here for me. Sometimes, like, lower, and then mid toms are kind of like here, and then high toms are kind of like here. If there's any claps or rim shots, usually I'll put them, like, on a high snare. Sometimes I'll put them on a high bass drum. Yeah, you know, just experiment with the drums, like, play around with them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, so let's do that. Actually, bring that back up. And then we will go to the next lot of notes here and go down again. Okay, yeah, that's probably as good as that's gonna get. Now, you know what, I'm gonna save just because. My program crashes all the goddamn time lately, and I don't want to lose all of this. So yeah, let's just say that we're done with the velocity now, back to pitch, and I need to finish off these guitars, since it's been an hour and a freaking half since I started recording. Those are done. You know what? I'm not going to bother with those. I guess I'll do this. This is the bass, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll just follow the bass for this one. Oh, okay, yeah, so this is gonna... Alright, I'll do this. So, yeah, when you've got multiple instruments playing the same note, typically it will, like, double the volume of said note. Sometimes it will sound a bit different, depending on which combination of instruments you've got playing. Like, you know, harp and piano go pretty well together. Cello and clean guitar? Well, cello and guitar. This is probably... Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll keep that as a power chord, I don't know yet. Kind of decide, as I get to the end. Okay, we'll leave that how it is. What have we got here? Okay. This one's a bit bigger than the other ones. Go up by 2. Is that? Okay, we got some stuff playing that. Okay, cool. Like, I mean, you know, maybe this could go up a note, but there's just not really any point. Now, what do we got here? I guess that goes up to... yeah, okay, we'll make it go up to... This is... probably gonna go up just 1 note. Yeah, that's a pretty small pitch bend, so we'll just leave it as 1 note for that one. Like I said, I'm completely guesstimating what to do here. Is that the same as this? I think it might be. You know, I might just copy this, and we will see. Oh wait, no, that's actually. Oh damn. What if I bring this back? You know what? That kind of works at least. That saves me some effort. It is a bit different with the, like, whatever bass is behind it, but screw it. Screw it. And we'll just keep this the same, that's fine. So this track is done. I should double check. Yes. Or at least it's done in terms of the pitch. Now. This had some stuff playing the same thing, right? I swear to God it did. Shit, maybe oops, that's not what I wanted. Pitch. Okay, that's... God. This track is insane, man. You know, let's just do that. See, when I first started doing these, I would just... no matter what pitch it was, it would just go straight up to the next note. Ooh, you know what? This kind of goes from the beginning, right? So... let's do 2 here. No. Oh my god, please. A. Stuff playing on the A? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I, again, have no clue if that's accurate. So yeah, these are the same. You know, I'll bring back the velocity tab. So these are the quieter notes down the bottom here. Honestly, like I said, it doesn't really matter in terms of Final Fantasy because they're both going to play the exact same volume anyway. Just that it'll be different octave notes. But yeah, okay, so I have a feeling we want to keep the middle sec here because the other guitar was playing these. The question is, do I want to keep these and like double them up or not? That is indeed the question. I might just do... you know, maybe I will actually just keep them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes by keeping them. Again, probably not going to do anything with those. Interesting. Okay, should delete. Don't do that. So yeah, we got the F here. Okay, so we'll get rid of them. What was this? Okay, so yeah, we got the bottom here, which means it's gonna be the same as the F here. Yep. Okay. Same here. Same here. Oh man, I still don't know if I want to keep these like doubled up or not. It's gonna be... it's gonna be weird, man. It's gonna be weird. Actually... yeah. Okay, so no, those are like... set them as a different color. These can also be a different color, because I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. So that's going to be doubled up with this guitar if I bring them up. Won't it? Yes, it will. Interesting. Is this the exact same pitch bend? It is. Actually, do that. Oh, but wait, no, this, my bad. My bad. Yeah, okay. This can, don't do that. This can go down further because it is up higher. So, yeah, that works. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Ooh, this is... this is much less beautiful. Wait, is this... okay. Here's another trick. So this is all the same shit here, right? Okay. We're going to change the color to something that we don't have on this track yet. Select overlapping notes. That's interesting. Is this is the blue one, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Just so I don't have to try and figure out what the hell is going on here. And then these, like, freaking notes here, we're just going to delete. I have no clue if I'm supposed to be or not, but yeah, no, definitely say good day, sir. They're the same octave. These, you know what, these can actually just come up an entire octave. There we go. Okay, that's done, and that should not be... oh, okay. And they're probably... yeah, okay. So there's going to be doubled up stuff here, but... yeah, fuck it. Wait, was that the cello? Oh, okay. So this one doesn't have any pitch bends, but this one does. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, they're opposite. Okay. Why must you torture me like this? There's so many of them too. You just can't make my life easy, can you? Actually, you know, I might do another one. Just so it finishes on the same note down here. Is that accurate and good? I don't know. It's what I'm doing though. Go across, there we go. We'll leave this one. This one will come down. Maybe that's a bit too many, but yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, that's fine actually. You know what, might do another one. I really should have stopped where I was. No, I missed a note. There we go. Okay, that's that part. Oh my god. Okay, good. No, I said I was keeping the middle one, didn't I? Yes. Yes, yes. Get rid of that, get rid of that. You know what, let's just, actually, what are these notes? I don't really want to keep them though, because they're just like muted notes. Just fucking pain. So basically if I keep the top line, right? Okay, yeah, let's just do that. And you know what? You know what, actually? Let's also... No, don't do that. So if I just move these A up... Oh, what, the C as well? Really? Actually, no, hang on. You know what I might actually do is leave these C's down the bottom. We'll come back over here. So then, yeah, these... Oh, shit, I forgot about that. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I don't really want to double up only these notes, right? So, I mean, I could just do that. That's gonna sound weird though, man. That's gonna sound fucking weird. And then I have to do the same here, so, you know what, okay, screw it. These are just gonna come down. Man, that's disappointing. Alright, whatever. We'll just see how that goes. I want to finish deleting all this shit. Did this have... Oh, the D's, yeah, okay. D's nuts, am I right? Yeah, I got him. Fuck that off. Alright, that's fine, that's close enough. Go away, please. Whatever goddamn fucking shit this is. Oh my god, please. Select! Yeah, sometimes it can be finicky. Or, I mean, I'm just stupid. It's also a very distinct possibility. Alright, so now, where were we at with this pitch stuff? Actually, wait, no, you know what? Charlotte was doing this too, right? Yeah. The exact same. Oh, would you look at that? Beautiful. Beautiful. That saves me a fair bit of effort, actually. Oh yeah, I said I was going to make these like a different color. Oh wait, those as well. Was it like blue or something? Sacre bleu. And then these will be... What the fuck color did I make them? Green. Yes. Yes. Oh, nailed it. Is this actually the exact same? I think it might repeat twice. Zoom in, please. Oh, okay, well that's different. Okay, so go up one. So obviously we delete these, and you know what, we're just going to delete them too. I suppose I double check that everything, yeah, okay, we can delete that. Down. Maybe not so many. You know, that'll be fine, let's do that. Oh, and then back here again. And oh yeah, boys. Firing on all cylinders now. Oh Christ, it's only 5 AM. Oh, right, I need to bring these here. Wait, did I miss anything else? Previously, I mean? No. You know what I actually might do? Oh, shit. That's not copy what I meant to do. Paste. Okay, do this again. I should have just done those doubles, like what I'd already done, but I guess it's fine. Is that? Yeah, there we go. Cool. That's that done. Sometimes I like to do all of them just manually, just so there's like a little bit of a difference. But tonight is a bit too much. Wait, what is that? Cello? No. Oh, wait, no. The drum kit, of course. I forgot to delete them. So I still need to do the pitch bends in this very, very fun little guitar section here. Yeah, now see, look at this. Look at this. Madness and mayhem. You know what, let's just go here. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's actually... You know what? Let's just go by 2. That's an A now. Well, I could just go to the G, right? G sharp, whatever. I don't know, man. Fuck it. The A's now. This is gonna be crazy, but sure. It's gonna be way too fucking loud. That's G. Jesus Christ. Please select the note. And I think that might be... Yeah, okay, that's... Put a pin in it, I guess. We're done. Oh, well, sorry. No, we're not. So, all of this is out of range. Yay. Now the question. Do I bring these notes up as well? You know what? Fuck it. I'll do that too. So we'll just bring all these C's up. And we're gonna have some doubled up here, but yeah, I mean, you know, it might be interesting. You never know. You never know. Save a new version, just in case it crashes when I try to delete the drums, which has definitely happened before. Damn, it's like I'm psychic or something. As soon as I said that, it freaking happened. thankfully I saved, and we are here where everything is in range. Perfect. They're all good. So I guess all the pitch is already done. Yeah, I still don't know how that's gonna sound. This whole track might have to be played an octave higher, which will still just barely be in range. Thank Christ for that. So yeah, in terms of getting ready to export as a MIDI, you'll want to go to Tools up here, Macros, and then Prepare for MIDI Export. Just click Yes. Hope I don't crash again. We're all good. So then you got all your MIDI out stuff here. I don't touch any of this crap. I have no idea what it does. You can kind of change instruments here, but I don't. It never fucking works for me. So minimize this, snare drum, bass drum, cello. Okay, electric guitar clean, here we go. So for the tone swapping, you'll have to program it in, so to speak. The way I do it, right click here, edit events in piano roll, and that'll bring up a new section down here. So we'll go here, and the one I did was clean. So this is the electric guitar clean, you got the general MIDI patch, and then if you look up here, one second, yeah, you should be able to see it. Yeah. So you see like general MIDI, ... acoustic bass, slap bass, guitar muted. I'll put the line here just so I can make this bigger. Same. Go across a bit. Same deal with up here where you can increase the size of the notes. You can do this to make it like zoom in, so you don't have to. You can move things a bit easier. So where are we at? I said this was going to be clean, right? Guitar, clean. And then shift so I don't accidentally draw up or down, just straight across. Do the whole track. And okay, we zoom in. So I said all of this was going to be clean guitar. And then we go here. This is just so I can see like where I'm painting the lines and shit. And then I think I was going to make all of this a power chord. So for the general MIDI patch with guitar tones in Final Fantasy, distortion guitar is the equivalent of the power chords. Clean is obviously clean, overdriven is overdriven, and then if you go up one more you got guitar harmonics, which is the special guitar, and you've also got, where the fuck is it? Guitar muted for the muted guitar. I don't tend to use special. I've used special like once or twice. I've used muted a little bit more, but not significantly. And then this one will make overdriven action. Oh no, we'll make this one clean, because overdriven is these ones here, with the harp playing the exact same thing. We'll bring that down, just because I'm about to change this to distortion, which is the power chord guitar again. And we'll go back to clean here, please. You might want to give yourself like a little bit of space as well for the tone swapping to happen, but up to you. Like, depends on your ping, I guess, if you're gonna lose any frames and stuff like that. In the end, it's usually pretty fine, I find, to just go like to the end of the note and the start of the next one. Distortion again. God, how many times am I gonna have to do this? The reason I'm not leaving this like purely on distortion or power chords, which I don't think I mentioned this, but similar with the cello, I very much dislike using the power chords in like pretty much this entire note range, or at least like up to here. If I'm using power chords, it's pretty much always just down here. But again, that's like personal preference. I just think it sounds arse when you go that high. Well, actually, in saying that, we will keep this one as... Yeah... yeah, we might go overdriven for this one, actually. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Overdriven guitar, please. And then this one, yeah, we'll go back to the... Oops. Distortion guitar for that. That's probably fine to leave on distortion. It might sound a little bit weird, but we should be all good. You know, I might do this one as a overdriven. And then we'll go back to distortion here. Just because that might sound a bit too weird with the distortion, the power chords. It might be fine. Sometimes it's interesting like that. Okay, then we go overdriven here. Oops, scroll back up. Go across, go across, go across. We'll go back to distortion here. Zoom in, zoom in. Oh, hang on, wait. Yeah, okay, now this is going to be... screw it. We'll make this overdriven too. I can always come back and change these to other tones if I need to. You know what? Okay, fuck it. We'll make this distortion too. Even though, you know, these go just a tad bit higher than I really want to use, but fuck, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said before, experiment, right? Oh god, no. Harmonics, Christ. Yeah, sometimes things just get interesting. If you say fuck it, we ball. We go back to distortion over here, and I think that's... Oh, hang on, what's this? Screw it, we'll do this. There's one extra bit as overdriven. Okay, so that is this track with all the tone swapping, you know, clean to distortion to clean. Wait. Oh yes, these were clean, right? Then, you know, overdriven, distortion, etc., etc., etc. And then we switch over to the overdriven guitar. Once you've done like the first one that you click on here to edit events in piano roll, it'll just, whichever one you paint in after that will be the one that it's selected. So then we find the overdriven guitar again, which is right here. Shift to drag it across. We'll zoom up a bit so we don't have to do such small movements. Now then, you know what? I'm thinking we leave this entire track as overdriven, actually. Just to make my life simple. In which case, we have completed this edit in a whole goddamn 2 hours. Okay, so file, export MIDI file. Simple as that. And then, you know, pick your folder. This is just, you know, how I name shit. For all this, you don't really have to worry about it in terms of Final Fantasy MIDI stuff, so start. And it is finished. Finally, so now we will have to test that in game. Although, actually, I will show you... where are we? There is another way... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. To listen to things in-game. Jesus, not in game. In FL, in a similar way to the in-game sounds. So this is loading it with the MIDI out for the LSD. The way I do things when you export it, everything's going to be piano unless you do the edit events thing. As you can see here, you've got piano, piano, overdriven, clean, piano, 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 piano. For what I'm about to do, this doesn't matter. So if you do right click here and go to replace, and you replace with, where are we, sound font player. Somebody kindly exported all of the Final Fantasy music sounds into a sound font file. And then, oh, that is very loud. I forgot to change the volume. So this is the in-game trumpet. Not 100% accurate to in-game, simply because it actually does follow the velocity when you play it through this way. As far as I'm aware, at least. Yeah, it definitely follows the velocity. So you can change it all. If you right click here, and it'll like level all the volumes out to whatever you want it to be. And then yeah, so we'll just do this to all of these tracks here, replace them all with the sound font players, and then switch to the appropriate instrument in said sound font player. Actually, I can't remember if that will affect. Yeah, no, it will affect the tone swapping tracks in the sense that they won't actually tone swap. But we should still get a decent idea out of it. We'll do sound font player. Back to this. This was. God, I said I was going to be cleaning up. Let's do power chords for the whole track because most of it is power chord. Replace sound font player with cello. And this is going to save me having to log the whole band in, which I probably should have already done and prepared earlier, but it's fine, it's fine. This is a very, very close representation. Where are we at with the bass drum? So it's kind of cool. I use it every now and then for some things, especially like things I don't use too much, like the special guitar, and if I just want to test out, like, oh, what does this sound like on this note in the game? I guess we're all set. Let's listen. Oh, let me pause my background music too. Oh, actually, speaking of. Just level out the sound for these, by the way. This would be overdriven. This is gonna be crazy in the game, man. It's just gonna drown out everything. Stuff too. Forgot about that. That's kind of cool. That might be too many voices, but we'll see. Because, yeah, this obviously isn't going to cut off the voices like the game will. Which is another inaccuracy, but it gives you a good idea, right? It sounds nice. So yeah, that's pretty decent, at least in that this setting. Where were we? So wait, no, I don't want that one. I will show you what I mean about the special guitar while I'm here. Here we go. EG special. This was the electric guitar overdriven. So it's, you know, instead of having to have a character in and get the instrument out and test it, you can just be like. All the fun stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's done, thank God. And maybe I'll do another one.